During the time of Prophet Joseph, alayhi salam, he, alayhi salam, Prophet Joseph, was shown, was taught interpretation of dreams by God. So he used to interpret dreams, and during his time when he was in jail, in prison, the king was shown a dream of what was coming, the famine which was coming. So Prophet Joseph alayhi salam, he interpreted that dream, and he was made the finance minister. He asked the king to make him the finance minister on merit, because he was qualified to be one, and he wanted to serve society, he wanted to help people, and he showed that he was qualified to do so. And what did Yusuf or Joseph alayhi salam did? The strategy, the method, the stability, the sustainability, all the things, all the work which he tried to do, that saved the Egyptian empire from a collapse. And that's what made Egypt, I guess, one of the greatest empire on earth, the Egyptian empire. Because Joseph alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam, was chosen to be the savior of the people of that time. So what did Joseph alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam did? He saved he saved the majority of the production that was happening for the future famine that was coming. Now imagine if Joseph alayhi salam, a'udhu billah, if he didn't do that, what would had happened? The entire nation of Egypt would have collapsed. The entire nation would have collapsed. Why? Because there was no sustainability and no stability in the empire. Now, Yusuf alayhi salam, he wasn't recklessly spending everything. Neither was he so cheap that he wasn't even granting the basic needs of human existence. He was making sure that everyone was getting enough, and he was also making sure that enough was getting saved so that the empire could tolerate the famine, the drought that was coming. And this is what God says in his book, that the principle which God gave, that don't be wasteful with what you have. Don't be wasteful of the resources you have. Because wasteful are the brothers of devil. And devil is an extremely ungrateful, devil is extremely ungrateful to his Lord. The people who are recklessly spending their resources, you'll never find satisfaction in them. And that's why they're always unimpressed, unsatisfied, and always or mostly you'll hear the words from them that are not of gratitude, that are of ungratitude. They might be sitting in a five-star hotel, having a luxurious meal, and you'll ask them, "How was the food?" And say, "Yeah, okay, I've had better." They might be in the coffee in a very nice cafe in some beautiful hill station or somewhere, and they're enjoying their time. Or they might be there sitting over there, and you'll ask them, "Oh, how's life going?" "Yeah, it can go better. uh, I am not satisfied." "Oh, do you have the latest Ferrari or latest sports car? How's the car?" "Yeah, it's good. I've seen better." These people are never they're never grateful. Why? Because things, material, won't give you satisfaction and contentment. And if you are recklessly spending, then you're not grateful to God. Because for the people who are grateful, they don't need to spend so much. They're already content with what they have. Yeah, I have a 10-year-old second-hand pickup truck. It's doing the job very well. I'm really satisfied and content from this. Now that's not a word coming out of someone's mouth who is cheap. He's satisfied from his life. He's content. So he is grateful for what we have. But the people who are recklessly spending, they're not grateful because they're not satisfied. And maybe because of that, and God tell us that the people who are recklessly spending, wasting resources, they are the brothers of devil. They are the brothers of devil. Devil had access to God. He wasted it. If I and you have access to resources, privileges, time, talent, skill, and we are wasting it, whom are we imitating? And if we are wasting the resources which God has given us, the privileges which God has given us, if we are wasting that, then of course we are ungrateful for the resources God has given us, the favors God has done upon us. If I have a good health and still I am wasting this health, if I have time, I'm wasting my time on YouTube. If I have money, I'm wasting it on stupid things, then of course I am being ungrateful to God. And this is how these things are reflected into individual's life. But they're not restricted to individuals. From individual to society to the world, you'll see this happening everywhere, or might see it happening everywhere. Wastefulness destroys civilization. It destroys civilization. When enough people in a society, in a community, in a piece of land which people call country, are wasting, that's a destroyed civilization. Spoiled kids, teenagers, spoiled, I mean, everything is out of order in such civilization. Just if we Look at the nations that overspend and exploit. What happens to such nations? I'm seeing at the stats in 2022, global public debt has hit $92 trillion. Global public debt means the entire world collectively holds 92 trillions of dollar in debt. 92 trillions of dollar? What are we spending the money at? I'm pretty sure no one is eating so much food that we have to take a loan of $92 trillion collectively. What are we spending the money on? Clothes? Are these clothes really worth taking a loan of $92 trillion collectively? Where is all this money going? Where? Why are nations spending so much money? Where is all the money going? Well, not in some productive work, of course. I'll rather say what? Corruption? Luxury projects? Private pockets? Inflated contracts? While the burden is being beared by the citizens of the country. That's why in democratic countries, the governments love to take on loans from the IMF, from the World Bank. They love to take loans because they're not the one who are going to repay these loans. Not them. As long as they're in the power, they are enjoying their power. When opposition party wins, they'll go on taking the commissions from the inflated contracts and the loans which they took. That has to be repaid by the citizens of the country because it was taken in the name of the citizens. And how are these loans going to get repaid? Increasing taxes, reducing healthcare and school education. That's how. Wasting food. There's an estimate around 800 to a billion people going hungry in this world, while one third of the entire food production is getting wasted. One third of the entire global food production get wasted. One third of the entire global food production gets wasted. And there are around a billion people that might be going hungry, that might be starving. Then you have these big corporations that have all the politicians they need, all the power they need, all the money they need. And they are just exploiting the nature, causing climate crisis. They are just recklessly doing whatever they are doing. I mean, I'm not against businesses doing business, but not in a way when you are destroying the nature. There's a right way of doing things, and there is a wrong way of doing things. You cannot be destroying the natural life of this planet for your profit. And then we have the crisis of talent. I mean, there are extremely talented people in the entire world. extremely talented people who are just wasting their talent and wasting their life on stupid things. I mean, the things they're wasting their life are so stupid that I don't even want to talk about them. I mean, I just imagine how could someone waste their life on such a stupid topic? There are people who are extremely talented who are just playing games for 8 to 10 hours a day. There are girls who are extremely talented who are just wasting their talent in making TikToks and Instagram reels and whatever they are doing. This wastefulness of resources comes from the devil. Devil waste, and so he is ungrateful. If we are going to waste the resources God has given us, that resources might be in the face in the face of good health, good time, money, talent, skill, anything. If you're wasting it, we are ungrateful to God, to the gifts of God, to the favors of God, and we shouldn't be doing that. So the purpose of this video was just to make myself and everyone aware of the principle God has given us of not being wasteful. Put yourself to work. Be aware of the gifts God has given you, the privileges, the resources, the time, the money, the talent, the skills, and then put yourself into work. Grow, get matured. I mean, I've seen 30, 40 years old, grown up men and women doing stupid stuff like playing ping pong. Yeah, entertainment has its place. Entertainment has its place in life, but grown up men and women jumping around a ball, that's what you have in your life. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. And we gotta do something fast. So don't be wasteful. Recognize of the resources you have and put yourself into work. I hope this video helps.